Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for the weekend of March 14th, 15th, and 16th, 2014. I'm Astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, it is the weekend, and you know what time that is. My live show, Spiritual House Sessions, pulling tarot cards, doing the astrology, and channeling it all into a house music mix. This is a live show you are not going to want to miss. Join us in the chat room at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, spiritualdancemusic.com. Hope to hang out with you on Sunday. And this weekend, we have a full moon in Virgo. And I think this is a really big godsend. I think Pisces is great. This is also the season of endings and closure, because that's what's happening. Pisces is all about ending. We've got the equinox coming up here in a week. The sun going to come into Aries, this new beginning in all of our lives. The pagan New Year is coming. Here is this closure, though, that's happening in all of our lives. The learning to go with the flow. And with Neptune and Chiron and the sun in Pisces, it can feel like we're deep in the ocean of water. Sometimes we can feel lost at some moments. We can feel like we're asleep. We can feel tired. We can feel like, where are we going? It's going this way and that way. And even though we've had this moon in Leo this week that added to finding your inner happiness and finding it, it's a lot. You know, it's like the fog banks rolling in and it creeps up behind you, and at the last second you're in just a bunch of fog. The full moon in Virgo this weekend pulls us out, as the moon is literally pulling on the sun and pulling out of this imaginative, invisible, spiritual behind the curtain, and brings us back into this reality. And I think that this is really important for us because there are things in our life we need to adjust. Now, we do have Saturn and Mars in a retrograde, which has been at these stationary positions, which has made things feel really slow. And I think that this full moon is going to give us the ability to understand in reality what we can change, because here in the next week, as the sun will leave Pisces, and more importantly, as the planets are going to start moving again, there's going to be a big click coming on here a week from now. So it's important for us this weekend to look at our reality again and kind of see, we need to adjust this, we need to change this. But this is a season of change, because we are at pretty much a mutable sign, means the season's ending. And the winter and the summer is ending, depending on where you're at. And there's this brand new energy coming up here on the horizon. So what can you shift in your reality this weekend? Can you wake up and start to see what you need to change? Mercury is going to be on its last weekend in Aquarius. So I think there's a lot of great ideas. It's going to be in trine to the North Node and over to Mars. And I think that this is important for us to spark great ideas to move forward with. That this can be a really powerful weekend of like a holy cow reality check of what you can have, what you can do, and what you're going to be prepared here to shift. I think because the sun is still in trine with Saturn, and especially this full moon is very connected with Saturn really well. I mean, this full moon is literally is in a sextile to Saturn, and we've got the sun, which is in a really nice, trine. Plans. I think the reality check is, wow, we can start to achieve this in our life. We can start to build off our truth. We know what we have to do. I think that this deep slumber that we've been in, I mean, just to give you more of a deeper, observation of all this, Mercury, went retrograde on top of Neptune about a month ago, and we have been going through this really confusing month. We've even lost a freaking plane that we can't find. So this is confusing energy. And we haven't even stepped out of the Mercury shadow. So even though, yes, Mercury is direct, if you want to know true astrology, Mercury is still not out of its retrograde spot. So this weekend is some final things of still trying to decipher and understand things, but I think that we get a little bit of a push this weekend where it's like, we could do this, we can plan for this, we need to take action in this. And I think seeding the understanding, seeding the epiphanies, and getting this reality check to be able to feel back into your life again and move around and kind of have a little bit of control gives you this energy to really start to and get prepared here. Because this week coming up is Mercury going to come into Pisces. This is also going to be the Sun getting out of Pisces. This is a lot of energy of closure. And I think that we need to be very clear when we're closing and what we're ready to begin with here, because Saturn's going to come off its stationary spot at the end of next week. Mars is going to start to move again. And this is some very powerful energy that's ready to light up again. So, what can you shift in your reality? And if we look around the astrology, we do have this big T-square of Jupiter, Uranus, and Pluto. There's this power punch of new beginnings in our life that we've got to engage in ourselves. We have to see that there are a million options in our life. And I think that it's important for you to force yourself to look at the other options, to force yourself into the positivity, to open up your emotions to all the doors that can open, and to have courage to open those doors. And to more importantly, build a system in place, or to actually set yourself in a foundation that can make this happen. Whether you have to set new rules for yourself and break some old rules. Trying new things is very important through this period, and not being afraid. Fear is something that you cannot hold on to anymore. Having a grip on your reality and making the adjustments and stepping from a place of courage, confidence, emotions that are ready to step into your power are what this weekend is starting to bridge in your life. Because next week is kind of the last bit of this dead zone until by next Friday, wham, the Sun in Aries, wham, the planets start to move and we get this fire going. So use this weekend really to experience what this reality can start to shift. It's almost like you're going to be doing the dishes this weekend, but it feels good to do them because it can feel like so much stuff has been cluttered in them for a while. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you have any questions or if you want to have a one-on-one reading. Thank you much for all of your support, and I will see you on the week of Monday. Bye.